Much of Pigna's medieval history can still be seen today, represented by the numerous stone carvings in the form of patterns, designs and Latin monograms left in the walls of the houses of the nobility, cut into the stone by the ruling families as a symbol of the privileged position granted to them under the feudal system. If we go now to the Loggia della Piazza Vecchia, connected to the church of San Michele, where units of measurement are carved into the stone of the great dark columns, we can see evidence of the village's ancient commercial past. It was here that medieval tradesmen would ply their wares, and in fact to this day there is a market that spills out onto the Piazza 20 Settembre, and it is from here that we are afforded another magnificent view up the valley to the next village of Castel Vittorio. Underneath the piazza itself we find the local museum where the history of the village can be experienced in all its richness, filled with exhibits displaying the tools and artefacts of yesteryear, with examples of the traditional accoutrements of the local industries. The back wall of the Piazza 20 Settembre is actually the outside wall of the parish church of San Michele Arcangelo, close to the oratory of San Antonio, under which is the Fountain of Canui, mentioned in the 1575 municipal statutes. Michele Arcangelo itself was built in the 15th century, with its majestic local facade displaying a magnificent statue of San Michele dispatching the devil, carved with painstaking care and great skill by Giorgio de Lancia in 1450. It boasts a rose window depicting the Agnus Dei or Lamb of God, surrounded by stained glass panels representing the 12 apostles. It's an early work by Giovanni Gaggini of Bissone, who went on to earn great fame for similar works in Genoa. A magnificent testimony to late medieval art, it's one of the last expressions of the Gothic style, on the threshold of the Renaissance. The interior confirms this stylistic evolution. It appears basilica-shaped with 3 aisles separated by 2 rows of columns, the latest octagonal as a result of the 16th century enlargement. Behind the altar is the grand polypict created by the painter Giovanni Canavesio in January 1500. 4 metres high, it includes 38 compartments beautifully framed with wood covered in gold. These paintings attempt to capture the humble humanity of the story of Jesus, with a realistic expressionism previously unknown in medieval art, demonstrating the up-and-coming Renaissance style. They show Canavesio's taste for the theatrical and dramatic situations. Canavesio himself was born probably around 1430 in Pinerolo. His name appears in the archives of his hometown in 1450. When he came to Pigna, Canavesio was already an established painter. Prior to the creation of the polypict, Canavesio produced a series of frescoes for the church of San Bernardo in 1482. They represent the 4 evangelists of the church, the cycle of the Passions of Christ and the Last Judgment. The original church of San Bernardo was built between the end of the 13th century and the early 14th century on a cliff above the Nervia Valley. During the 15th century, a period of wealth for the village of Pigna, it was enlarged to its present form. This was a strategic point for the House of Savoy and the war with Genoa. The location of Pigna, and particularly this church, was extremely important as it was on the road between the coastal areas and the lower valleys of Piemonte. Dried fish and salt from the coast along with oil and wine were transported to the north, while cheese and milk products or corn were sent in the other direction. The Church of San Bernardo became not only a place of devotion, but also a place of safety for travellers and merchants during the night when the gates of Pigna were closed. Today, despite its tranquil appearance, Pigna is a vibrant community, a popular tourist location. The village is visited by people from all over the world. Quieter in the autumn and winter, in the spring and summer months the population swells as holidaymakers flock to enjoy its varied attractions. Like the numerous small mountain lakes dotted around the countryside, locally known as the laghetti, or the many festivals held in the village throughout the summer where locals and visitors alike enjoy food and dancing late into the night. With a smattering of bars, restaurants and shops, there's plenty to do and see. Pigna continues to grow culturally and economically, rich in history and surrounded by scenes of outstanding natural beauty. One can only hope that it continues to prosper while retaining its cultural heritage as a monument to the past and a beautiful place to be enjoyed by everyone for years to come.